Welcome. My name is Nicole, and I will be guiding you through a yoga practice today. So, for class, you will want either a yoga mat or a towel or a blanket. And so, we'll begin in a seated position. So, if you have a second towel or blanket, you may want that for extra support in case your knees are sensitive. You can also sit up on that support. And so have a seat, in whatever seat that feels comfortable for you. So if crossed at the shins is not comfortable, take a different seated position that works for you and your body. And so just take a few moments to settle in. If you're sitting up on a blanket, sit towards the edge and allow that to help support your seat. And then allow your palms to rest either face up or down on your knees or thighs, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Allow your seat to become rooted and grounded down into the mat. And then from the grounded sensation, allow yourself to grow tall through your spine. So sit up nice and tall. Imagine that a string was pulling you from the crown of your head. So lengthen up nice and tall. Take a moment to notice if you're tipping forward or back with your torso. And see if you can create a long line of energy from your seat all the way through the spine, up through the crown of the head. And so when we have a nice, strong, steady seat, that allows us to breathe more freely. And so we'll begin practice with a nice, quiet, centering meditation. And so just a moment to quiet the mind. We'll do a brief breathing exercise, and then we'll move and do some of the physical postures of the yoga practice. And so thank you all for joining me. So from your seated position, softly close down into your eyes or allow your gaze to be soft behind your eyelids. As you close into your eyes, just take a moment to notice once again if you're tipping forward or back with your torso. And so visualize from your seat all the way up through the crown of the head, a long line of energy, this lengthening sensation from top to bottom, and bottom all the way up. And so from the length of your seat, notice if you can stack your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. And then with your eyes closed, begin to make this a more inner awareness. And so whatever thoughts or feelings you may have, allow them to softly begin to fade away. And so sometimes this can be a challenge because the mind has a way of bringing up all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of feelings. So maybe a visualization can help you with this. And so as any thought comes up, you can visualize the thought as a bubble or a cloud floating away into the air, into the sky, and either drifting away or dissolving, breaking apart, and fading away. And so if as you settle into your mind again, or into your body, and the mind begins to bring up thoughts, see if you can visualize them fading away without any attachment. And so this is a practice. It may take a little time to get used to this, so be patient with yourself as you settle in. Now, as you begin to release those thoughts, allow your attention to turn inward. And take a simple scan of your body and just notice if you're holding any tension in the muscles of your face. Soften the space between your eyebrows. Allow your eyes to relax in the eye sockets. Release any tension or holding in your jaw. Soften your chest and your belly. Relax your shoulders, your arms. Relax your hips and your legs. Fully release. Now, if you haven't already done so, begin to pay attention to your breath. And so first, just begin to notice how you breathe naturally. Now, if you haven't already done so, begin to deepen your breath. And so that as you draw the breath in, the belly and the rib cage expands. And as you exhale, everything contracts in towards center. Just take a few rounds of even, steady breath. And if it helps you to do so, you can add a count to your breath. And so maybe you inhale to a count of 3 or 4. Exhale to a count of 3 or 4. And take 2 more rounds of breath just like this. And see if you can match the length of your inhale with the length of your exhale. On your next inhale, join your palms together in front of your heart. And take a moment, again, to settle into your yoga practice, into this practice of awareness. And softly bow your head towards your heart. Release your palms down and flutter your eyes open. All right, so stretch your legs out in front of you. Take your hands back behind you. I heard a teacher once call this chilling at the beach. So just imagine maybe you're chilling at the beach. Stretch your legs out, wiggle them out. All right. And then cross your right ankle over the top of the left thigh and then bend your knees. We're back in that same seated position. If for whatever reason this position is not comfortable for you, any other seated position will work. Allow your hands to rest down on your knees or thighs. And then lower your chin towards your chest, your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then back and around. So you make circles with your neck. Do this 2 more times towards the right. And so a total of 3 circles towards the right. And then the next time your chin lands in center, lift your head up. And then go over towards the left, back and around. So opposite direction. If you hear any snap, crackle, and popping, you're in good company. I feel that and hear that too. As long as you don't feel any pain, it's all good. And then once you've gone 3 circles towards the left, inhale your head up to center. Place your fingers on your shoulders. Draw your elbows down, and then draw some big circles with your elbows. So moving the shoulders. Do about 3 one direction and then switch opposite direction. Again, draw big circles with those elbows. Very nice. Once you've gone 3 both direction, keep your right fingertips on your right shoulder. Release your left fingertips down. As you exhale, softly lower your left ear towards your left shoulder until you feel a stretch in the right side of your neck. Breathe here. And take 1 deep breath. And when you inhale, lift your head up to center. Place your left fingertips on your left shoulder. Lower your right fingertips down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower your right ear towards the right shoulder until you feel a stretch in the left side of your neck. Breathe here once again. Notice how the side of your neck feels as you stretch. And with your next inhale, come all the way up to center. Release both arms down. Place your hands on your knees or thighs with your palms facing down. With your inhale, pull your hands back and then shine your heart forward. And then as you exhale, press your hands down, round through the upper back. Move with your breath. Inhale, heart forward as you pull your hands back. And then exhale, press down and round through the upper back. So just move through the spine. If it feels comfortable with you, maybe link the breath with the movement. Otherwise, simply breathe in a way that feels comfortable to you. And then eventually come back to a neutral position. We'll add some circles with this. So as you inhale, come forward. Exhale, round through the back. And so just move with your breath. Inhale, forward. Exhale back, kind of similar to what we did, but now in circles. All right, and then once you've gone 3 one direction, come forward, and then we'll switch opposite direction. About 3 this side. Again, with each inhale, maybe come forward, exhale back. Otherwise, just breathe naturally. Once you've gone about 3, both sides, come back up, neutral. With your inhale, reach your arms up, extend. As you exhale, twist towards your right. Hook your left hand on the right thigh and kickstand your right fingertips back behind you to help you prop your spine up. With every inhale, create length. With every exhale, twist a little bit more towards the right. With your next inhale, unravel, reach both arms up and center. As you exhale, twist towards the left this time. Hook your right hand on the outside of the left thigh and kickstand your left fingertips back behind you. With every inhale, create length. With every exhale, twist a little bit more towards the left. Breathe, keep your spine nice and lifted. With your next inhale, unravel, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Very nice. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Again, lean back a little bit, chilling at the beach, wiggle your legs. All right. Now sit up nice and tall, and then extend your legs out in front of you. Point your toes with your inhale, and then flex your toes back with your exhale. Again, if it doesn't work to match the breath with a movement, just simply point and flex your toes. Breathe a few rounds of breath. And as you notice, maybe a little bit of stretch as you point the toes and flex. And then begin to make some ankle circles, one direction and the opposite direction. Very good. Okay. Now with your legs extended, cross your left ankle over the right thigh, and then fold your legs in, bend your knees. Of course, if this position isn't comfortable, find another seated position that works for you and your body. All right, so extend your arms out in front of you. With your inhale, reach through your fingers, and then exhale, close both of your fists. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, close. A couple more times like that. One more time. Now keep your fists and begin to draw some circles with your wrists. One direction, and then the opposite direction. If you hear snap, crackle, pops, totally normal. Very good. And then release your hands down, roll out your shoulders, let it go. Okay, extend your right arm out in front of you with your palm facing forward. Take your left hand to the top of your fingers and gently peel back until you feel a stretch on the wrist. If you feel pain, don't do it. Otherwise, just gently stretch. And then other side, extend your left arm forward. Take your right hand to the fingers and gently peel back until you feel a stretch in your wrist. One more deep breath. Very nice. Softly release that. Release your hands down. Again, roll your shoulders if you felt some tension in your traps. And with your next inhale, reach both arms up. As you exhale, release your right fingertips down, reach up and over with your left arm. And create a stretch in the side of your body as you reach up and over. With your next inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the left fingertips down, reach up and over with the right arm. Again, until you feel a stretch on the right side of your body. Reach and stretch. One more deep breath. With your next inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. So let your fingers rest wherever they landed. That could be back here, maybe a little further forward. And then let go through the head and neck. Breathe here. One more deep breath. And with your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back. Come all the way upright with your spine. Okay, so if you're using your blanket instead of a mat, open it up. If you have a second blanket and your knees are sensitive, you may want that to cushion your knees. And so come forward into a tabletop position, all fours. In your tabletop position, spread your fingers nice and wide, press down into your palms. And then just kind of like we did in the seated position, as you inhale, shine your heart forward like a back bend. And then exhale, press down into the mat. And so these are called cow. This is a back bended position, belly drops, chest and chin lift. Exhale, press down into the mat, round through the back like a cat. Just a couple rounds of breath just like this. Inhale and exhale. And see if you can match the breath with the movement. And then eventually come to a neutral spine. So you're not back bended and then you're also not arched, but something right in the middle. Once again, spread your fingers nice and wide. Reach your right arm forward, reach your left leg back behind you. So you're reaching in opposite direction. Stretch from your right fingertips through your back left heel. And then exhale, release the right hand down, left knee down. Pause for a moment, feel equal weight through both of your hands and both of your knees. Keep your right hand down, extend your left arm forward, right leg back behind you. Again, reach in opposite directions from your left fingertips through your back right leg. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, release down. Very nice. Keep your left hand down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Open the shoulder. Exhale, thread the needle. Stay upright. Press down through the left palm. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. So left arm under right arm under left, and then press down, inhale, reach it up. This time, exhale, thread the needle, come all the way down to your right shoulder, right cheek. So, either stay with your right hand nearby, or crawl your left arm out in front of you. Either stay there, or reach your left arm back behind you. And then look up and underneath your left armpit as you breathe and twist. One more deep breath. Softly walk the left hand back, lower the left knee down if it was lifted. Press down into your left palm, inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, release the right hand down. Pause for a moment, and then we'll switch to the second side. Keep your right hand down, inhale, reach the left arm up, open the shoulder. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath the right. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. One more time, inhale, reach. Exhale, thread, and come all the way down to the left shoulder, left cheek. So second side. Same options exist here. So either stay with your right hand nearby for support, or crawl your right arm out in front of you. Maybe reach your right leg back. Breathe, and then twist as you look up and under your right side. One more deep breath. And softly walk the right hand back, lower the right knee down, press down into your right palm, inhale, reach the left arm up, exhale, release the left hand down. Draw your knees to touch and sit back towards your heels. All right. So once you come up, roll out your wrists, one direction, and then the other direction. Very good. And then come forward and tuck all 10 toes under. So as you tuck your toes under, you'll sit back towards your heels. Now, if this feels really strong in the backs of your feet or in your knees, come forward, kind of ease the stretch. Otherwise, maybe walk your hands back to the tops of your thighs. Try to come back to that stacked position with your ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. And then breathe. I know the backs of the feet are probably talking to you. Take one more breath. And then slowly come forward and stretch one leg back at a time. So as you stretch the leg back, make a muscle with the leg. Make it nice and strong. Do that on both sides. Very good. And then widen your knees, place the big toes to touch, press your hips back, child's pose. So if the ground feels far away and you have a block or a book, you can place that underneath your forehead. Otherwise, allow your forehead to root down towards the mat. Breathe here. And take a couple rounds of breath. And from your child's pose, pop up onto your finger pads. Imagine that you were protecting two butterflies underneath your palms. Take an inhale. As you exhale, crawl your fingers towards the right corner of your mat until you feel a stretch in your left side. Breathe here. With your next inhale, walk your hands through center. And then exhale over towards the left side of your mat until you feel a stretch in your right side. And breathe here. Inhale, come all the way back to center, child's pose. And from your child's pose, inhale, rise up to your neutral tabletop position. Tuck the toes under. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So down dog, spread your fingers nice and wide, press down into your hands, and then lift your hips back. If the backs of your legs feel tight, keep a bend in your knees. And if you have that blanket on your mat, you may want to set it off to the side. With your next inhale, look forward, take as many steps as you need towards the top of your mat, until you land in a forward fold, so your torso is draped over your legs. Again, if the backs of your legs are still feeling tight, take as deep of a bend in those knees as you need. Let your chest rest on the tops of the thighs, shake your head, yes, no, maybe, fully release. If you'd like, you're welcome to take your hands back behind your head, or even clasp opposite elbows. Breathe here. And just a couple of rounds of breath. And then allow yourself to release that if you have it. Shake your head, yes, no, maybe. With your next inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Root your hands on the tops of your shins. Gaze down towards the mat. Place your hands at your hips, point your elbows up. With your next inhale, come all the way up to standing. Very nice. Once you come up to standing, turn to face the center of your towel or your mat. We'll take a couple of balancing postures. So balance on your right foot, become light on your left toes. Take your hands to your hips, turn your left knee out towards the side. Either stay with your toes kickstanded or take your foot up into the inner shin. Maybe reach down and draw your foot all the way up into the inner thigh. Either stay with your hands at your hips or draw your hands together in front of your heart. Either stay here or grow your branches up. So this is Vriksasana or tree pose, so a balancing posture. If balance is a challenge, it's okay. You know, trees do sway in the wind, so that's normal if you feel some of that. Either stay just as you are, or you can take a side stretch. Release your left hand down on the left thigh, reach up and over with the right arm. This may challenge balance as well. Take one more breath, and then come on up if you were side stretching, and then come all the way down and let it go. Very good. So if you felt some tension built up in the right ankle, roll it out. And then we'll switch to the second side. So balance on your left foot, become light on your right toes. Feel that you transfer the weight over into your left foot. And then imagine you could grow roots down into the ground. Take your hands to your hips and turn your right knee out. Either continue to kickstand your toes or draw the foot up into the inner shin, or maybe reach up and draw the foot into the inner thigh. So whatever works for you today. All of these poses are valuable and, they're good. So stop where you need to. Either stay with your hands at your hips or draw your hands together in front of your heart. Either stay with that or maybe grow your branches. Again, this is tree pose, so reach your arms up as you grow your roots down. Breathe as you reach. Either stay here, release your right arm lightly on the right thigh, maybe crescent towards your right. Again, this could be more of a balance challenge. Woo. And then if you went to the side, come on up. Softly release. However you come out of it is also fine. So if it wasn't as graceful, it's all good. Balance can be a struggle sometimes. Alrighty. So we'll take one more balancing posture. So balance on your right foot, and then lift your left knee up with your knee bent. Take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh, and then reach your left arm back behind you. So this is what the position looks like from the side. You're twisting. Press the back of the right thigh back. Try to keep your left hip and your knee in line. And then softly release. Beautiful. So second side, balance on your right foot. Lift your left foot, lift your right knee up. And then begin to twist towards your right. So again, from the side, it looks like this. And then press the back of the left thigh back and twist. Breathe here. As you twist through the spine, grow roots into your standing leg. One more deep breath. And then come on up. Beautiful. So when I say it looks like this, it could look very different in each one of us. So just keep that in mind. It's more about how the pose feels. So if you felt like you had a twist and you're balancing, beautiful. That's perfect. All right, so on your mat, step or hop your feet wide. And so again, if you're using a towel, it may be kind of slippery. So just be mindful of that. Now turn and pivot your right foot towards the top of your mat. Bend into your right knee. This is warrior 2. Stretch your arms out. Breathe here. Again, notice if you're tipping forward or back with your torso. See if you can stack your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips, and then stretch from fingertip to fingertip. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes so your toes are in line. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold over 2 straight legs. And so you have options here. You can either take your arms out in front of you, or maybe begin to walk your hands back in line with your toes. Now, if the backs of your legs are tight, listen to that. Be mindful. Breathe wherever you are. If you walked yourself in, slowly come on up to a halfway lift. Place your hands at your hips. Point your elbows up. Inhale, come all the way up. Very good. Once up to standing, turn and pivot your left leg and your left toes towards the back. Extend your arms out into a T, bend into your left knee, Virabhadrasana 2. This is warrior 2, second side. And see if you can bend your left knee deeply and then stretch from fingertip to fingertip. Again, notice if you're tipping forward or back. See if you can stack the ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. One more deep, steady breath. Your legs are strong, and they will carry you. Not only through your yoga practice, but also through life. Breathe. Slowly straighten the leg, turn and pivot your toes, and then step or hop your feet together and let it go. All right, very good. Turn towards the top of your mat or towel. And so I'll turn to face you, but you'll turn towards the top of your mat. And so we'll take Tadasana, which is also another balancing pose. This is mountain pose. So just like a mountain is sturdy and strong in its foundation. So place your feet fairly wide, about hip-width distance apart. And then allow your arms to rest down by your side, palms face forward. Allow your shoulder blades to relax down. And softly close down into your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If your eyes are closed, imagine that you could really feel the foundation of your feet. Imagine that you were a mountain that had been created and feels strong and sturdy in your foundation. like nothing could knock you over. You are strong, you are capable, and you are resilient. And if you do feel a little bit of a sway side to side, that is totally normal. And if your eyes are closed, softly flutter your eyes open. If you're not yet at the top of your mat, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, come on down. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. On your exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, lower the knees down, big toes touch, press your hips back, child's pose. Pause for a few rounds of breath in your child's pose. Again, if the ground feels far away, you can use a block underneath your forehead or a book. Just allow yourself to settle in. And so just take a moment to notice how you feel now compared to how you felt in the beginning of your practice. And so there is no right or wrong answer. Just simply notice how your body feels after moving and breathing. And so the yoga practice or movement in general can be very beneficial to the body. It can help us quiet the mind. And take one more deep breath here. And slowly walk your hands back towards your hips. Come on up and sit towards your heels. Once you come up to seated, join your palms together in front of your heart. And it was an honor to guide you through your yoga practice today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you all have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Goodbye.